नमस्ते, कैसे हैं आप सब लोग एंड वेलकम बैक टू द सीरीज और कॉल्ड शुड आई स्किप। तो आज मैं आपसे बात कर रही हूं अबाउट डेयरी। इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन गेटिंग हेल्दी, शुड यू स्किप डेयरी? नो, नॉट नेसेसरीली। ये ट्रेंड कहाँ से चालू हुआ? ये ट्रेंड वहां से चालू हुआ जहां से कि वेट लॉस इंडस्ट्री ही चालू हुई है कि अगर आपको आपकी हेल्थ बेहतर करनी है, अगर आपको डायबिटीज नहीं चाहिए, ब्लड प्रेशर नहीं चाहिए, आपको जिस डिसीज का नाम से डर लगता है वो डिसीज, मतलब जो भी कोई भी डिसीज आप ले लो, वो अगर आपको नहीं चाहिए तो आप जो भी रेगुलरली कर रहे हो वो आपको छोड़ना चाहिए। मोस्टली तो आपको कुछ खाना ही नहीं खाना चाहिए। लेकिन इसको और रिफाइन करते करते मे बी अबाउट 20 years ago ये काइंड ऑफ ट्रेंड चालू हुआ कि आपको डेयरी ही निकाल देना चाहिए। और अगर आप डेयरी निकालो तो आपको वो सारे बेनिफिट्स मिल जाएंगे जो कि आपको टिपिकली नहीं मिलते, या फिर बहुत सारे लोगों को ये भी लगने लगा दैट डेयरी इनफैक्ट इज द कॉज ऑफ a lot of diseases, right from indigestion to diabetes to obesity to even cancer. But what is the reality? The reality is that dairy, milk and milk products remain one of the most nutritious foods that one can add into their diets to ensure adequate supply of nutrients, to ensure adequate satiety, to even ensure good diversity of gut bacteria. अभी बहुत सारे ऐसे कम्युनिटीज है जो के और कल्चर्स है जो कि पहले से ही मिल्क और मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स खाते आ रहे हैं। इंडिया फॉर एग्जांपल, हम लोग के पंचामृत में ही 3 तो मिल्क और मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स ही है, मिल्क, दही एंड घी। सो वी हैव ऑलवेज हैड मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स। हमारे यहाँ पर बहुत सारी मिठाइयों में मिल्क यूज होता है। रात को हम लोग मिल्क और हल्दी सोने के लिए भी यूज करते हैं टू एंश्योर दैट वी आर स्लीपिंग वेल। हम लोग दही पेट ठीक करने के लिए खाते हैं। हम लोग छाछ पीते हैं, छाछ बना बना के पीते हैं। श्री कृष्ण खुद भगवान बहुत सारा मक्खन भी खाते थे। सो वी हैव बीन यूजिंग मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स फॉर centuries together, not just for the goodness that they bring in terms of vitamin D or K or E or amino acids or the essential fats, but also because it's a part of our cuisine, it's a part of our culture and cuisine. तो ये आपको जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है। फिर उसके बाद में एक फियर आया बहुत सारे लोगों के माइंड में that maybe it is not very ethical to drink milk, that maybe the calf is being denied the milk so that the milk can be sold. अभी इसमें reality कितना है और इसमें fear कितना है? So here is where you have to understand that reality is a little more complicated than just some documentary that you can watch. आप एक चीज के बारे में आप एक चीज इंटरनेट पे देख सकते हो, लेकिन दूसरी चीज आपकी लोकल रियलिटी हो सकती है। So in the world is kind of separated into what is called as the global north and the global south. मतलब जो सारी अमीर कंट्रीज है, US, UK, EU, इनको ग्लोबल नॉर्थ कहते हैं। So सारी डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज हैं, उनको ग्लोबल साउथ कहते हैं। हम लोग के यहाँ पे सदियों से animals, whether it's cows, whether it is buffaloes, whether it is sheep, whether it is goats, they have all been a part of our farming culture or our agriculture. उनके बहुत सारे waste products हम लोग are used to enhance the quality of the soil. When you're traveling anywhere out of the city, you will find that there are women who are carrying a load of leaves and stuff on their head. These are all women who are essentially tending after the cattle as their own family. So in our cultures, cattle is a part, an integral part of our family, of our economy and also of our ecology. जिन को भी सस्टेनेबिलिटी के कंसर्न्स है ये लेके कि लेकिन मिल्क इंडस्ट्री प्रोड्यूसेस लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ gas and CO2 emissions and stuff like that, you should know that हम लोग के जो छोटे छोटे जो हमारे ट्रेडिशनल लाइवलीहुड्स है विच आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन मिल्क, ये लोगों के जो कैटल है वो लोग क्या खाते हैं? They are just roaming around in the fields and in the forest and they are eating grass. They are not being fed cereals or seeds or being given anything else as fodder. ये लोग अपना fodder खुद खाते हैं, चलते हैं और खाते हैं. वही वेस्ट में if they start, they sell that kind of milk much more expensive and then they call it milk which is coming from free grazing cows. अपने इधर वही अपना default है. So in this whole process of wanting to not have industrialized milk, a lot of people have just switched to another industrialized or factory produced milk like almond milk or soya milk or oat milk or anything, plant milks as they say. Now the whole profit making thing is that the almond milk industry is just set to boom. It's about it's a few $billion already. By 2025 it is supposed to be some $13 billion. 80% of the world's commercialized almond production comes from California alone. और California की खास बात ये है कि California जो भी प्रोड्यूस करता है, फिर वो चाहे ऑरेंज जूस हो, वाइन हो या आमंड मिल्क हो, वो सबके सेहत के लिए अच्छा बन जाता है. That's the power of positioning and marketing and branding that they have. So almond milk industrialized, because now you just find almond milk every single place. I do know that a lot of well-meaning people switch to almond milk in the hope of living more sustainably or living a life more ethically. So to all of you, I would like to say that almond milk production of this scale is also terrible for the ecology. It does lead to what is called as monocultures. Monocultures मतलब सिर्फ वही grow होता है और कुछ भी नहीं. It puts bees at risk of their lives. It does lead to killing of a whole lot of bee colonies which are essential pollinators. So जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं कि वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, it's not just one type of species which is important for our health and well-being, but all kinds of species and living beings are important for our health and well-being. बहुत लोगों का आर्ग्यूमेंट ये भी है कि ह्यूमन बीइंग्स छोड़ के और कोई भी दूसरे जन 1-2 साल के बाद में किसी और का दूध नहीं पीते हैं. मतलब वी आर द ओनली वंस हु कंटिन्यू ड्रिंकिंग मिल्क इवन आफ्टर वी आर नो लॉन्गर टॉडलर्स. देखो, ह्यूमन बीइंग्स डू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स विच अदर्स इन द एनिमल वर्ल्ड डोंट डू. For example, we wear clothes, we cook food, we post our stories and stuff on Instagram. Animals नहीं करते ये सब कुछ. So this is not really a valid argument, but what you can do and must do on your part is support milk farmers who are small scale. It is possible to do that in Indian cities. It is possible to do that 100% in tier 2 and in our towns and villages and gaon. So it is absolutely possible for us to do this. One of my favorite things in my head is that once while traveling in the Himalaya, I had seen a little boy. He must have been about 8 or 9 years old, wearing his school uniform, and he was walking with his cow and and with a bag on his shoulders. So he was going to school. तो वो basically school जाने वाला था और फिर उसकी गाय जो है वो आजू बाजू में चरने वाली थी. And I thought to myself, that this will be such a sustainable future for all of us, कि हमको education भी मिले, हम हमारे गाय के साथ में walk पे भी जाए और वो भी चारा खाए जब हम स्कूल में हैं, and then you do come back. So we must know that a lot of Indian families, in fact a lot of ancient cultures of Asia, Africa, their cattle is a part of their lives and livelihoods. So before you take like a very staunch stand against milk, you must know that you have your feet and that you're standing on the ground of reality and not just on on some trend which is coming your way. What else must you know about plant milks. The other thing that you must know about plant milks is that obviously they are much more expensive than regular milk. तो रेगुलर मिल्क के लिए हम लोग पैसा देने में ना अपने डेयरी वाले के साथ में किट करते हैं. 85 रुपीज़ पर लीटर का क्यों किया, वो तो 83 रुपीज़ का दे रहे. तो अपने को उसको ज़्यादा पैसा देना चाहिए, बिकॉज अपने को अच्छा न्यूट्रिशियस और रिच और जो कि हमारे एनवायरनमेंट को ख़राब नहीं कर रहा है ऐसे टाइप का हमको मिल्क मिल रहा है. और बाकी जो अब आमंड मिल्क वगैरह हम लोग लेते हैं तो हम कितने भी हंड्रेड्स ऑफ रुपीज़ भरने के लिए रेडी है. इनफैक्ट unfortunately the dieting world is so perverse that if we'll end up spending more money on the products that we are buying, we somehow feel that we are going to get like thinner or fitter just by spending extra cash. But obviously you all know that that is not true. Now what about people who really don't like the smell of milk or who cannot digest milk? If you don't like the smell of milk or you cannot digest milk, don't have milk. If your lactose intolerance is real, you know that you get discomfort, आपको milk लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, पर आपको दूसरे इंडस्ट्रियलाइज्ड मिल्क्स पे स्विच करने की भी ज़रूरत नहीं है. यू डोंट नीड टू हैव an almond or a soy milk or a oat milk or a potato milk or anything else to make up for you not having this regular milk. मिल्क नहीं अच्छा लगता है, छोड़ दो. अगर दही अच्छा लगता है, दही खाओ. छाछ अच्छा लगता है, छाछ खाओ. घी अच्छा लगता है, वो खाओ. आपको फूड प्रेफरेंस के वजह से इसमें से कोई पसंद नहीं है, because it doesn't sit well in your system, that's a valid point to not have it. But just on this hope that it will all of a sudden bring you many health benefits, skipping on dairy and milk products, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. बहुत सारे बार हम लोग ये भी बात करते हैं कि लोगों का गट आजकल बहुत खराब हो रहा है. Well, by having our regular milk and milk products, we can ensure good gut bacterial diversity and health. Having your dahi with maybe this is something which we use very often, dahi set with raisins, or simply having your dahi with like a roti or a paratha, having your makhan with a bhakri or a thali peet, eating your ghee on your dal bati or dal chawal. These are all good ways of consuming dairy. You don't have to go out of your way to consume it, and you should not go out of your way to not consume it either. For all of you who live abroad and your only option is industrialized milk, well, the laws abroad have also changed and now you do have access to raw milk. I do know some of my clients drive to farms to pick up milk. Continue with that practice, and across the globe continue to support the life and livelihoods of our farmers, because our health is dependent on their health and soil health. So thank you very much for watching. Well, there is a question. Okay.
So there are many questions. One question is about if you have PCOD or if you have thyroid, if you are menopausal,
you can continue having milk. So PCOD, thyroid, menopause, pregnancy, lactating, all of you can continue having dairy. You don't have to remove dairy. PCOD or thyroid automatically जाने नहीं वाला है. You can read my book PCOD and thyroid. It will need many things: a wholesome diet, regular exercise, sleeping on time, having a balance in your recreation and in your work life. You will need a host of things to ensure that your hormones are in a state of balance. Just removing one thing or adding another thing is not going to do it.
Can you suggest some milk alternatives?
There is no alternative to milk. So if you don't like milk, don't have milk. I personally cannot stand the taste of milk, so I don't have milk. But I have dahi and I have chas and I have ghee, and I live with my partner who drinks 4 glasses of milk every single day. We all need to keep up with our diverse dietary preferences to lead a more harmonious life together. All right, thank you very much and bye-bye.